Peace to everyone today. Today's psalm is really unique because it belongs to the protest literature of the Old Testament. We know that Israel suffered a lot in its ancient history, that the country was often defeated by others and the people carried off into exile. Many prophets said that this was God's punishment on Israel because they had abandoned God. After all, the tradition we see in Deuteronomy says that if Israel breaks their covenant with God, then God will punish them. But while that is certainly an important view, it's not the only one in the Old Testament. Here in Psalm 44, especially verses 17 to 22, we see Israel's protest against this idea. They protest against God defending their own innocence and claim not to have broken the covenant. In verse 17, they cry out to God, "We had not forgotten you. We had not been false to your covenant." If anything, it is God who let the people down. So verses 23 and 24 accuse God of sleeping while Israel suffers, of hiding his face from them while they suffer. I think this protest tradition shows us two important things. First, in times of pain, it's okay to complain to God. If God really is our friend, then he will always listen to us. He will even listen when we complain against him. Second, even when Israel complains and accuses God, they don't abandon him. They still hold on to God because they know God is their only hope. The protest literature doesn't pretend to know any answers for why we suffer, but what it does know is that God is responsible. He is our God and Creator, so He is the one who needs to fix this situation now. And because God is in charge, in times of trouble, we don't reject God, but hold on to Him even tighter. We trust Him and shout at Him in protest until He finally wakes up and does something. The faith that allows us to protest against God is the same faith that drives us to shout out to God in the words of verse 26. Rise up and help us. Rescue us because of your unfailing love. And it is the same faith that convinces us that God hears our protests and He will answer us.